up, yo? It's Socrates. I want to talk about censorship. This really pisses me off. I have some questions, some comments, some examples, and you can decide what you think when I'm done. For starters, who speaks for us? Who decides whose voices are valid and whose are not? Who decides what can be seen? Who decides what can be heard? And who decides what can be said? If many people agree, how can one group tell them that what they do isn't acceptable? If everyone within that group agrees that it's not against their morals. Now, certain objective truths I could understand, like it's not okay to kill. Obviously, if a group is killing, that's not cool. Stealing, murder, rape, any of that. But when we're talking about nudity or cuss words, I mean, really? The generations in the past that didn't like that sort of thing, yeah, they can die or change the channel. If they don't want to die, then they can change the channel. The world is passing them by either way. But it doesn't make any sense that one grown man can tell one other grown man who isn't hurting anyone that what he's doing, saying, is not acceptable, and that he has to go to jail for it by threat of gun. I have 3 examples of things that were attempted to be censored and turn around and they won anyway. Well, 4 actually. If anyone's never looked into Larry Flynt and Hustler, there's a good documentary about it, and you know, hey, he's a cool dude as far as I'm concerned. He fought and won over censorship. This is our First Amendment right to not be censored, to not be told what we're allowed to say and what we're allowed to think. Especially when it's just pointing out the problems that should be empirically evident. That's the problem. Recently there was a video online of a Christian lady, and she was talking about how she was riding around with her daughter. I think she said she was 10 years old. And she said the music that she used to listen to, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, isn't bad. And then she was talking about a modern song, pop song or hip hop song, and her daughter heard it, and she was crying about it. And she was saying it shouldn't be allowed to be played on the radio. Bitch, if you don't want to fucking hear that shit, then you change the goddamn channel. But don't you dare tell everyone else what's allowed to be said and heard. Everyone who listens to that finds it perfectly acceptable. And besides, Hit Me Baby One More Time, what do you think they were talking about? It's ignorant, yo. It's ignorant as fuck. It's making excuses for their own bullshit and then calling somebody else's bullshit unacceptable. There's a famous quote that says, people pretend to scoff at things in public that they've seen way worse at home. That's what it feels like. Also, LiveLeak, internet site, they have a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It's usually gory. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to stomach a lot of it. And a lot of people try to get that place shut down, even though it is our First Amendment right. And somebody murdered someone. This was over in Europe. I think it's called like One Man, One Ice Pick. And through LiveLeak, people analyzed that video. People from the internet site that the government's trying to shut down and other people are trying to shut down. And they found that murderer and solved an open murder case. If that place would have been censored, that person would be running around free. Also, Howard Stern Show. Probably the most popular radio show of all time. Millions upon millions of viewers. And everyone who controls censorship, I think they're called the FCC or some bullshit like that, trying to get them shut down for years and years and years. And yet, millions upon millions of people are listening to it every single day and they find it perfectly acceptable, then how can a group of anyone, but especially a group of irrelevant old motherfuckers more than likely, who can't stand cuss words and that's too much for their earballs to hear, their little butthurt feelings for whatever reason, it assaults and their principalities, I don't fucking know, but it's ridiculous. There shouldn't be such a thing as censorship. A guy on the internet, on YouTube, his name is Gad Sad, and he talks about he's a Jew and he fled a predominantly Muslim country, I believe it was Lebanon, to escape persecution. And he says all the time that even Holocaust deniers, he sticks up for their right to say whatever they want to say, even though it's clearly wrong. We need to win the battle of ideas on the free marketplace of ideas. Let's be honest. Censors have always tried to do what they do for reasons that they and their opinion are not the most popular. Well, they can go fuck themselves. This is America. We have the freedom of speech here. If you don't like it, then you can go fuck away. You can change the channel. You can leave. You don't need to sit here and listen to this. Or anything else that offends you. Listen to what you like. But don't tell everyone else not only what they can like, but what they can say, what they can hear, what can be said. It's ridiculous. We are grown people. No other adults should be able to tell us anything unless we're hurting someone else. If you don't like it, if you have an argument against that, I'd like to hear it. Good luck. Leave in the comments below. Until next time, peace.